Sooners do it again. Another flip. That is the third flip this week? Third flip. Recruiting is blowing up for the Sooners, so we got to talk about it. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners over there at Sleeper. If you haven't checked them out for daily fantasy ball, you are missing out. Use our promo code UNFAIR, and they're going to hook you up, match your first deposit at 100% up to $100. Plus, give you $20. Just checking them out. It's been a week. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you all have enjoyed your Thanksgiving day. But I think the best is the Sooners have been really enjoying their Thanksgiving because they got their third flip this week. Not commitment, not just a commitment. Flip. And this one is one I was excited about. We talked about it earlier on the show with me and Colin Kennedy from 247. And me and him was kind of talking about it in the background. We were kind of expecting this to go down at some point. We weren't sure when. We knew it was hopefully going to show, but now you got it. So let's talk about it. We got Jaden Petit here, one of the players I was definitely excited about at wide receiver. And he's one of the top prospects that the Sooners have been working on for a while. He comes in at 6'4", roughly 200 pounds, and he's legitimate. And I know Oklahoma has his actual measurables, so I believe he's truly in the 6'4", 200-pound range. 4-star wide receiver out of Florida. And he's one that we chased after. I remember when he committed to Wisconsin, I was a little heartbroken, but this kid can play. And he's one that, like I said, Oklahoma desperately wanted on the roster because he's a big play just waiting to happen. And so whenever you see his game tape out of high school, he had his senior year 69 catches for 1,544 yards, 23 touchdowns. Over 22 yards per catch. And you can see here with the size, not only can he move, but he's fast. So he's one of those that when I talked to a few people in the recruiting trail about him, they said, I think that he's one that's going to fight for day one start. Like he's one of the freshmen that can take a position as long as he figures out the playbook. You may see him on the field. And figuring out the playbook's not the hard part for him. It's more of a understanding the terms and being ready to be in the right spots. He's a willing blocker. He is a big body that's fast enough to maneuver the competition. Dude can ball. He's one of the recruits that I was probably one of the most excited about him. He's the top 100 player at 247. ESPN has him top 200 easily. So as Oklahoma has to start to quote unquote revamp their entire offense, he's a great cornerstone to go on that. And his production doubled comparison from the year before. And he's a basketball player, play hoops. He plays hoops there in Florida. So plays multiple sports. So it's one of those guys that jumps out when you watch him on the tape. Like, I mean, look at him here. Stop and go. Defenders can't keep up with him. He breaks tackles. Very elusive. Next thing you know, pay dirt. He's going to get you some points. So Oklahoma adds him. And so that is the third one. And I kind of want to touch on each one of these guys because I don't think y'all understand. I had somebody in the comments say, let me know when you get an offensive player, as if we didn't get one a few days ago. But let me just know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. Let's talk about the three that we've picked up and how things have warmed up for Oklahoma. But first, shout out to our partners here at Sleeper. If you ain't checked them out for daily fantasy ball, you're missing out. They're giving you $20 just for checking them out. Use our promo code UNFAIR, and they'll match your first deposit at 100% up to $100. If we make a couple picks here, Thursday night football is going to be big, especially for Thanksgiving. You got some big stuff here. You got Patrick Mahomes. They're giving you him as a free pick. Take advantage of it. They even got bonuses for like college basketball here at 35% boost. You can get a 40% boost on college football for the weekend. And all you got to do is pick 3 or more players, pick more or less on the stats, and you're in the game. You can win up to 1,000 times your money. So you make game days into paydays. Take advantage of it. So check them out. Use our promo code UNFAIR. They'll match your first deposit at 100% up to $100, plus give you $20 just for checking them out. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. So now Oklahoma has, like I said, 3 more. He added 3 flips. You add a Jonathan Hatton, the running back that, look, he broke me when he flipped. And he decommitted and decided to go to Texas A&M. But now he's back, so I'm good. the big back who I feel like is going to be, he's one of the best backs I've seen in the last 5 years, at minimum. And I've heard other people agree. He's going to be special. So you add that flip, which that's big. You add the Jaden Pettit is the one that we've been waiting on the most. And I think Oklahoma has a good chance of flipping a couple more players. This weekend, the list is long. Go over to 247. Colin was on the show. He told you, check them out, 75% off if you sign up here for Black Friday. They've got a very long list of good players coming through. Markel Ford being the third flip from SMU, another player that Oklahoma was heavily in the trenches and going after. They're building something. Building something special with this class. This class has moved up to top 15 in the country now. On just about every board, ESPN, 247, as well as the On3/Rival. They're now top 15 class. And honestly, that's all you need. Now, granted, they have 24 hard commits. I sense this class could end up closer to 27, 28. I can see at least 4 more commits coming through because I know the goal here, and if you really think about it, if Oklahoma does fill up this class, it's a nice indication that their goal is to retain as many players as possible from the current team. By doing that, you're going to add a whole bunch of depth pieces at a better rate because this is more of a wholesale pricing in comparison to retail pricing, which is what you get from transfer portal guys. Get a bunch of depth dudes. There's an opportunity to, that if they're good enough, can get out on the field. You're preparing yourself for 27 early, right? Like this is the class that most likely will see time in 27 and 28. So you're building from that. And the 27 class is the one where they want to have, the goal is to be the biggest class here. That's the goal, to have a top 5 class. And so far, they're trending towards it. And if they go out and ball next season like we expect, there's a very good chance that this class in 27 is the one that ushers in a 28-29 run, with this 26 class being big foundational pieces to go with it. Like I said, you bring in a whole bunch of 5 stars in 27, you expect them to play. Like this one, Jake Krell is your top guy, along with Bo Bentley, Pettit as well, and Jonathan Hatton. You don't expect Bo Bentley to play day one. True freshman quarterbacks, you try not to do it. Bo will learn behind, most likely, Michael Hawkins, and he'll compete for the job right after he's gone, which is in 2 years. So then you'll have Bo in the right spot, ready to take over and dominate. Oklahoma's building that. They're building it for that year. And that's the exciting part. If they get it right, expectations are going to be high. So let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Want to hear your thoughts. That's, like I said, 3 flips this week, and I expect a couple more this weekend. The list, long. I'll pull up what I have, try to drop something on Friday. We've been building one on in the Discord. We've been building one out in a thread there. So everybody says they're coming. They're showing up in there. So let me know what y'all thinks on that. All right. Shout out to our partners over there at Sleeper. You haven't checked them out for Daily Fantasy Ball, you're missing out. Use our promo code UNFAIR. They're going to hook you up. And we'll chop it up with y'all another day or so. Happy Thanksgiving. Wanted to drop this for you all. We'll talk soon. Thanks.